Hi there. So I decided in choosing my book, I was going to read Every Patient Has a Story. Um, a lot of books on the list caught my attention, but this one just immediately stuck out to me. I'm someone that really wants to focus on patient care, and I've been in enough good and bad situations to know the weight that um, the patient's understanding and the patient's, concept of the relationship with the provider can have. And, um, so the writer talks about her experiences and the things she's seen, and she was even a consultant on the show House. Um, and she thought the show was going to fail. She didn't think it was going to be a success. She didn't think it was going to run very long. Um, because she saw excuse me, she saw the type of relationship that, Dr. House was going to have with his patients. He was the type of doctor that didn't care about the history, didn't care about the story, didn't care about the sobs. He needed the facts, he needed the scientific information, and that was it. Let him do his job. And, she saw that, this is a problem in real life. This is a problem in the actual medical field. You know, patients pull away from that type of care, and doctors get really wrapped up in just the symptoms and just the things that are reported and just the things that are just so obvious. And I think that's where you see a lot of medical errors. um, you've got a she talks about how it's a very fine line to walk. Before you're not getting enough information, you're getting then you're getting too much information, where you ask a patient to describe their pain and tell you about their pain, and they start at birth and go through every injury and every trauma and every problem and pain and concern and complaint area, and you can't even figure out why they're there and what their goal is and what they're looking for. um, so when I downloaded the book on my phone, it's been really interesting to kind of piece it all together and kind of relate it into real life. In chapter 6, she had something on the head, and I really enjoyed it. um, so she says, there are no drugs to treat suffering, but, says Castle, giving meaning to an illness through the creation of a story is one way in which physicians can relieve suffering. you know I've been the patient that didn't get any answers, and the doctor didn't believe you, and things just never seem to make any sense. um and then there's finally a breakthrough point. Somebody tells you, no, this is real, or even just as simple as, this is what it is. And we can fix this, and here's what we can do, and we've got options, type thing. And God, it's relieving. you know Suffering with illnesses and pains and things like that are hard enough, and the emotional toll that they take can be so traumatizing. Being able to really really relate to your patients, and you know find the fine line between what your patient needs, how much of that information do you need, and being able to talk to your patient, tell their story back to them, let them know that you understand it. um, she talks about translating the story back into medical language, to understand the things that are going to be going on, and then be able to take that and turn it back into a story that the patient can understand. And so they are confident in what's going on and comfortable with the ideas from the treatment plan, and making sure everybody's staying on the same page. um, we get to streamlining these things she talks about with questionnaires, and so many things get missed. And it's really hard to quantify and qualify pain into scaling questions, and all or nothing questions. And I think being able to really really cross that line with your patient, and break down the barriers can really make the difference between good care and great care. And I feel better and I feel good, and that's really why I'm in this. I want to be the difference in what these patients get.